What? Okay, well, good morning. That was like so scary. I felt like I pressed something by accident. Okay. Good morning, everyone. How's it going? Happy Sunday. So I'm going to share my screen and we're going to talk about the calendar for the week. And then I have some other quick update for you, but I'm going to go over it more. I'm going to go live in Anchored by Fitness on Facebook at some point later on today. But I'll go over all that stuff later as well. So today is the 23rd. The content that I'm going to go over, you guys, this is pretty much what you'd be using in your stories. You can turn this into posts, like the ones that you make on your Instagram, not like the squares, or on your Facebook. But this is really just a guideline for you for your stories. If you are going to use stuff in your stories and your posts, just don't use the same exact like videos and things like that, because you want to have a little bit of a difference. And you'll learn that more as you guys go through and start learning about content and what people like and what people want to see. And I was actually sharing this with Gina, who's one of my newer coaches, and I said, she had said something to me about like, what is the kind of stuff I should be posting or something like that the other day. And I had said to her, I wish I could tell you, but honestly, the thing is that your audience wants to see what you like and what you're about. And that's something you guys will learn as you start coaching and sharing more on social media. Your audience is gonna, like, the audience that I attract is not the same audience that Rebecca attracts and Paulina attracts, because we have different stories, different ways of storytelling, and different reasons why we're on social media. So just keep all that stuff in mind as well. And the last thing I wanted to say is this is not the only thing you should be posting on your stories. You technically should be posting, I think it's like 5 to 10 stories a day, like separate, like, you know, like the long rectangles, like 5 to 10, like when you go to your stories and you look at the top and there's like those little dashes, you should be doing 5 to 10 stories every single day. And it should not just be like Beachbody, because you are so much more than Beachbody, especially if you're a newer coach. Like up until like a month ago, like you weren't even like a Beachbody coach. So you should be sharing other things besides Beachbody on your stories as well. And you are more than welcome to follow me or Jenna or whoever else you want to follow on social media to get ideas and see what our stories are like, because we've been doing this for a while. But again, you want to make it your own and sound like you, so you don't sound like me or Jenna or whoever else. All right. So today is a daily hashtag. So share a photo of your video related to Sunday Funday. So like, for example, for me, it's not really Sunday Funday, but Sunday Funday for me is like meal prepping. I always organize the girls' clothes for the week. I fold laundry. Like, that's Sunday Funday for me. So what I typically do is I go in my stories and I like do like a boomerang of like me sitting down. Like, I'm in the girls' room right now. Like, I'm sitting down in the girls' room and I'm like, I take a video of the laundry and I go like, anybody else like get their kids clothes ready for the week, and I usually like do like a yes or no type sticker, or I'll do something like, yes, I'm very organized, no, I'm a hot mess, because some moms like work better that way, that they just like grab stuff in the morning. Like, that would like give me agita, so I don't do that. So like, and then when I use the hashtag and I write hashtag Sunday Funday, you can actually take your hashtag, so they're usually like about this large, right? You can actually take your fingers and pinch them together like this. And when you do that on your screen, it'll actually make it super tiny so you don't even see it. So I'll use the Sunday Funday hashtag throughout the entire day, even if I'm just like talking about like, I don't know, like walking to my car or something like that. And I take like a boomerang of me walking to my car. That way, like whoever is looking at the hashtag Sunday Funday, they see my entire story throughout the day. So that's just a good tip for you guys as well. Um, Now for Monday, they're talking about how the year is the 9-week control freak. So anything that's usually bolded in red is either a holiday or a release. So 9-week control freak off the wall is coming to, right? Isn't it already there? I thought it was already there. Did they release it early? No?
Tomorrow.
Oh, okay. All right. I'm sorry. So tomorrow it comes to the Beachbody On Demand library. So if you have Beachbody On Demand, you don't have to purchase it. It's just going to like be there tomorrow. So if you don't know what 9-week control freak is, this, and you're like in between programs or like you're not liking what you're doing, this might be a good time for you to go into your stories and like talk about what it is. And if you don't know what it is, go to your back office, check out. They have a ton of information on, my glasses are dirty, it's gonna drive me nuts. They have a ton of information on 9-week control freak and every other single program back there. But I also recommend you guys just like literally click on the program on Beachbody On Demand, and it'll have like a very quick synopsis too of the program. You can learn about Autumn and the trainer and things like that. It's also the beginning of a short week for most people. So you can go into your stories and you could just say something like, oh my God, like, especially like for me, I'll probably do something like, thank God, like Chris works on Friday, but like he gets out early and then he's off Monday. Like, is your short week Friday and Monday? Is your long week Friday and Monday, or just Friday or just Monday or something like that? And I might turn it into a poll just to get engagement on my stories. And then Tuesday is an inspiring quote. So share an inspiring quote of your own or your quotes tab below. This is where I break my own rule. So I just want to show this to you guys real quick. So I actually find quotes on like Google, and then I like them to look a certain way. I want them to all look very unison. So I'll go to Photofy. It's literally the word photo and then FY, or Canva. And I'll just rewrite the quote with like a specific background and a font that I like. So I usually make something like this. And then after I'm done with it, there is a tiny little, it kind of looks like a paper airplane. And if you click on that, it'll actually send it to your stories. So that's all I do. Like when I do something like a quote, is I put it on my actual feed. So if you look, it's on my actual feed right here. And then I just share it to my stories too. I might bring attention to it, like especially this one. This one's like, I think it says, oh, being a mom is the best reason you'll have to take care of you. It was actually a shout out I did about Paulina. So if you swipe, it has Paulina's before and after. And I might like go into my stories then and just say something like, you know, today for Transformation Tuesday, like I wanted to share my story about Paulina and, you know, like go into the whole story about Paulina and like how she wants to be a mom one day and blah, 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 blah. So not only am I sharing an inspiring quote, but I'm also sharing about our community, and I'm sharing for Transformation Tuesday. Like I'm doing a lot of things at once in my stories. Wednesday is share your story. So who were you before Beachbody? Don't be afraid to be personal and vulnerable. I will be honest with you guys. Sometimes I try really hard to get this into 4 like different Instagram slides, but it's really hard to do that in 60 seconds. So I will do it. I try not to do it more than 8, because after like 6 or 8 people are not listening to you. And I always suggest if you have the caption, make sure you do the caption. But I will talk about like, even like Beachbody before I became a mother. I'll sometimes even though it says like before Beachbody, like I'll talk about like my first pregnancy versus my second pregnancy with Beachbody, my first postpartum journey versus my second postpartum journey with Beachbody. And I'll talk about like, you know, you don't necessarily need to hit on everything. You could talk about like, if nutrition has been the thing for you, talk about the nutrition. If the workouts have been the thing for you, talk about the workouts. If it's the community that's been doing it for you, talk about the community. You know, I know some people genuinely do this not because, sorry, I'm just making sure that Kate's in here. Okay. Some people genuinely do this just because they don't have someone supporting them at home. Some people, I know I have multiple challengers that genuinely tell me that their significant others don't want to be healthy and they're in it alone, and like thank goodness they have the community. So it's important that you guys share about all those different things on your story. It doesn't need to always be on the same exact day, but you could pick and choose what you want to do. Thursday is a sneak peek. So post about benefits of your challenge group with a CTA. A CTA is a call to action. They're just lazy and they abbreviate it for next month's group. So this actually is going to segue very nicely into what I wanted to talk about. So on Friday, Jenna and I are going to be running for you guys. You literally have to do nothing at all except show up to the group and invite to it. Jenna and I are going to be doing like a Fit Bod Squad sale. So it's going to be a Facebook group. You could talk about it in your stories. I'm making slides for it at some point today. And Jenna and I have like a script and everything like that ready to go. And all you guys have to do is invite to the group. If you're not in the group, please, in the Anchor by Fitness chat on Facebook, just like comment like you need to be added to the group and I'll make sure you get added to it. Or like Rebecca or Paulina, if you guys could just like copy the link and just put it in there so people can invite themselves, that would be fantastic. And all you guys have to do is just go into your stories, talk about that we're having a really awesome sale. This sale is pretty much what Beachbody is doing, but we want people to see, a lot of people want to see visuals, right? And information. So this is a great way for you to do it in a way that people could come and they could peruse the different sales, see what they like, see what they're interested in, and then ask you questions. I'm going to go over it more like in an actual live where I'll share my screen and I'll show you guys the group setup and I'll talk about how to use it. But you guys can invite to that starting on Thursday. You can even start inviting to that earlier if you would like. Something else that I do is, especially with when they do something like this in your stories, is I'll go into our Fit Bod Squad community, either on Facebook or the Fit Bod Squad community on the Bod app, and I'll actually screen record it on my phone. And I'll just like start scrolling through and I'll like, that's when I go through and I like people's stuff or I comment on people's stuff. And then I'll take that video and just put it in my stories and I'll write like a caption that says something like, one of my favorite parts about being a coach is being a part of this amazing community and supporting people on their health and wellness journey. And then saying something like, do you feel like you would do better, in a community or on your health and wellness journey if you were supporting a community, like, and then I usually do like a yes, I need this or tell me more on the buttons. So that's a really good way to do that as well when it comes to the call to actions. Thanks, Paulina. Paulina put the link in the chat so you guys can go check that out. Then Friday is favorite things. So your favorite product or service your followers would like. This does not need to be a Beachbody product. It can be. It does not need to be. So for example, and I did this last week a lot, and I actually had more people viewing my stories because of it. I had like a huge like ant. If you follow me on Instagram, I had a huge like bug infestation that I think we finally got under control. But I was like talking about like, what did you guys think this was? And then I was like, oh, and now I think I need to like worry about ticks because it's summer and I have children now and children don't know how to check themselves for ticks. So I was showing like how on Amazon I found like a tick. It's like a tick key. It's like to help get ticks off and like stingers and thorns and whatever. It was like $5 or $6. And I asked people like, click the poll if you want the link. And I had a lot of people click the link on both Facebook and Instagram. And that was me adding value to them. Do you know what I mean? Like now they'll want to follow me more because I did something like that for them. I know that Paulina is really into going on like longer walks and going to different places. So Paulina might say something like, I've been walking a lot more and I've been going to different locations to go walking. Like, would you guys be interested in me doing like a highlight reel on my Instagram to show you guys different places to go walking or hiking in New Jersey? That might be something that Paulina does because she's interested in doing that. Paulina is also really interested in like personal development. So she might go into her stories and say something about like, I've been doing a lot of personal development and I found this really amazing book. And if this is something, and talk about and show the book and talk about the book and say, if you want, if this is a book you think you want, like, let me know. I'll put up a picture of the Amazon link and you can let me know. I'll send you the link or something like that. If you're someone that's like redoing your house right now or you're redoing a room, like, you can talk about like your favorite paint that you're using, or maybe like, I don't know, you have like a favorite scrunchie or something. Like I know for me, it's really hard to find headbands. I don't know why. I have the hardest time finding headbands that will stay on my head. I don't think my head's that large, but I do. So like I just bought new headbands and they're coming this week and they're from Amazon. So I plan on like talking about them in my stories. And if they're good, then I'm going to share that on my stories and, you know, let people, if they want it, like I'll give them the link. So that's what it comes to when you're sharing actual information about, sorry, I thought I was reading the wrong thing. That's why I got distracted. That your followers were like, your followers are not just following you because you're Beachbody. Like I said before, they're following you for other reasons. So give them other reasons to follow you. Especially like if you're a mother or if you have dogs or animals, like maybe there's like a specific kind of product that you like over another product. Like I know for me, like our dog Autumn hates anything that's not Rachel Ray chicken and rice food. Like she doesn't want to eat the other stuff. I don't know why. She's very picky. So like you know, like that's something else I could talk about in my stories. And I feel like that's a lot of information and some pretty good ideas. So those are some different ways that you guys can do that in your stories. And then Saturday is share a healthy meal. So for me personally, this never goes very well. But like I know that Kate on here, she's been doing something on Thursdays where she's sharing different like healthy alternatives to drinks. You could just do something. It could be an alcoholic drink recipe. It could be a non-alcoholic drink recipe. I actually have, and I'll put them in the chat and you guys can use them this upcoming weekend. If you have been around for a year, like if you've been around since last Memorial Day weekend, I actually made slides for like Memorial Day weekend recipes that I have already saved that are like patriotic. They're like cutouts of like different fruits and like all that other stuff and like tips to stay. I think it's like tips to stay on track on Memorial Day weekend or something like that. So you can put those in your stories. I'll give those to you guys. It could even just be like a healthy meal recipe for like Shakeology. So I know for me, like right now, like I have salted caramel Shakeology because it's the limited edition. And I like that a certain way compared to like drinking my cafe latte. So I might share like my recipe for that. If you have the Focus Bevy or you have Bevy, there are recipes on Beachbody blog that you can go and look if you wanted to do that. But again, it doesn't need to be Beachbody related, but if you wanted to, you could. I have no idea what that was. That was frightening. So those are my different takes for you. The other thing that I wanted to quickly just go over with you guys is this week, the stuff that we just went over should not, like I said, should not be the only thing that you're posting in your stories. This should be like one thing, like one time you go into your stories. I personally will go into my stories maybe like 4 or 5 times a day for different reasons, but you don't need to do all that. It could be like maybe 3 times. I know that we have, hold on a second, Beachbody. Okay. I know a lot of you guys have this already, but when you look at the business activity tracker, if you see things like workout and drink Shakeology, like working out, if you post, like, even if you're not comfortable posting a video of yourself yet, which I do strongly suggest that you start doing that, but you know, to each their own. Even if you're just posting like a post-workout selfie or like a picture of you drinking your shake in the morning, like if you follow me, usually my first post of the morning is a picture of my shake and it just says good morning. And then underneath it, like I write what's inside of it. Those are 2 posts right there that you could do on top of the calendar that we just went over. So those are 3 different ideas that you can do. If you look over here, like if you are recognizing someone's achievement, that's something that you can do. Maybe you could talk about like questions or, hi, that's okay, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Or like if you're talking about personal development in your stories, like these are all different ideas that you can also post into your stories. Obviously not like this right here, but more importantly, friends, there's a whole section right here that says update Instagram story throughout the day. And it gives you like points that you can actually use in your story. So like talk about your daily life, use workout clips, product use, but don't show the name brand. And they don't want you to show the name brand because they want you to, I've had people in the past before message me and go, hey, I went onto Amazon and bought blah, blah, blah. You don't want them to do that. Or like, I've had people like go like, hey, I went to Beachbody, but like, I didn't know how to like sign you up as my coach. So like, I just bought this. So you want to make sure that you're not showing the product name. Like, don't like take like your bag of Shakeology and be like, here's my bag of Shakeology. I love Shakeology. Like, you want people, like, I always write like vegan cafe latte superfoods or something like that in my story. So people can message me and say, hey, what brand of vegan cafe latte superfoods are you using? Healthy meal or meal prep. Like I'll just like snap a photo of like my lunch. You can like hashtag it lunch of the day or something like that. Invitation to like a call to action or something like that. And then a recognition or a shout out. If you don't have this link, I'll just copy and paste it. But I think we've shared it a couple times in the past few weeks. And I think most of us have been here for a few weeks now. Putting it here. It's in the chat as well. And I'll go, okay. So does anybody have, before I cut you loose to start working on things on your own and planning out content, does anybody have, oh, what is that, Rebecca?
Where I'm raising my hand on my arm?
No, I'm looking at the thing you just sent me.
Oh, I just wanted to, that's what I wanted to let you know. So I just got that. It was like $5 and I got a couple slides of the cookies and cream Shakeology. So just send it to the, I don't know how to send it to the group. So I was able to send it to you personally.
Okay. So
if you can send it.
I'll show you guys real quick. So I won't give this to you guys yet so that you're not like using it yet in your stories. Cause obviously you should be focusing on hitting Success Club, but look how nice this is. This is for that new brand of Shakeology that's coming out.
Yeah, they are sexy.
Yeah, they really are sexy. Look at this. Play.
I know. I want to like go shove Oreos in my mouth now.
I like that.
Vegan Oreos, of course.
I love Oreos.
Me too. I love Oreos. I'm so excited for this flavor. Maggie and I were talking the other night and she's like, I think they're going to come out with a new shake flavor. And I was like, I don't think so. And then all of a sudden they dropped this new Shakeology flavor. But apparently, I think you told me, somehow they accidentally posted something.
It got like accidentally leaked. Like, I think what they do is like Beachbody had like scheduled out their posts. And I think they accidentally posted it a day early. So it like populated onto their Instagram feed early. So like it was a video on Instagram and like a couple of coaches like screen recorded it and then like kept it. And they were like, what's this? Because it was just a picture of a cookie.
Yeah.
And that was and it was before like all the announcement. It was like the day before. And then like Melanie had like told us in like our Rising Stars chat, she was like, heads up, there's a new flavor coming, but she wouldn't tell us what it was. But I knew she knew. She's
yeah.
Okay. So I'm gonna stop recording.